Good morning. The U.S. administration appears to believe that imposing illegal draconian sanctions on Iran will bring about such pain to our nation that it will force us to submit to its will, no matter how absurd, unlawful, or fundamentally flawed its demands are. We have weathered difficult times in the face of 40 years of American hostility, relying solely on our own resources. And today, we and our partners across the globe will ensure that our people are least affected by this indiscriminate assault in the economic warfare that directly targets the Iranian people, notwithstanding hypocritical claims by the Trump administration to the contrary. But rather than relying on its discredited addiction to unilateralism and sanctions as tools of statecraft, which are today pushing it further into global isolation, the U.S. is better off addressing the catastrophes and crises it has engineered in our region. Where to begin? In 1953, or in Afghanistan, where the U.S. created Al-Qaeda to fight the Soviets, or Iraq, where it supported Saddam Hussein, including his use of chemical weapons against Iran, or the later invasion of Iraq to supposedly rid Saddam of those very weapons of mass destruction? Or is it that the long-standing and unconditional support for two clients, Saudi Arabia and Israel, blinds the U.S. to their appalling atrocities that have resulted in global indignation and engendered insecurity to us all, the U.S. itself included?
Okay, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. What you just saw was this video I saw. It says 40 years of American hostility. Iran releases video responding to new U.S. sanctions. And like I said, this video and this article basically go hand in hand. It basically, is written. It speaks about what this guy, what's his name? Javad Zarif, what he was saying, and basically bringing Esau and America, Babylon the Great, basically bringing her charges back up in her face. Speaking about the different catastrophes and the different catastrophes that they have done, man, because this place is a hypocritical nation. All right, here it is. You want to put sanctions on everybody else, bring up, the fact that they're so-called terrorists. But look at all the terroristical acts, if that's even a word, that you have done. Okay? And we at the point in time where these nations are getting tired of your bullshit. He was saying how, I'm trying to find a point. It says Zarif also cited unconditional U.S. support for Saudi Arabia and Israel, which is said blinds the U.S. to their appalling atrocities that have resulted in global indignation. So these other countries are siding with Iran. They tied to that big bully, man, America. It says take a long, hard look at its own wrong choices and changing its approach from the failed one it has stubbornly followed for decades, instead of prescribing behavioral changes for Iran. They basically saying, hey, look at the man in the mirror. You over there pointing a finger, like they say, if you point the finger, you got three more pointing back at you, man. Will be far more effective in bringing about resolutions to conflicts, because here it is, the rest of the world is, hey, they trying to be at peace, man. But here you go, America. Here you have America who's basically going around bullying everybody, man. basically putting everybody else on the offense, man. You know? And we living in that time, man. The Habakkuk 2. You know, which this is a beautiful chapter going into what this guy, Zarif, was saying. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So here's the Most High speaking to us, all right, through the news. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Okay, so here it is. This is plain upon tables, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And if you read it, hey, you got to warn the people. Tell the people what time we living in. We living in the time of World War III, to where all these nations would gather up in the Middle East and basically fight against America, man. You know? And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, so it's plain. All right? Because prior to these nations gathering up in the Middle East, they have to come together against America, man. You know? The scriptures speak about they that were confederate against thee have laid a wound under thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Okay? And we see that with this, you know, with this Brexit and these other nations, you know, as far as, that were at one point in cahoots with America. They're coming against America now, man. All right, like I believe it was in the beginning of this year, maybe it was last year. I can't remember, but you know, when Trump put out he pulled out of the JCPOA, and you had the under the UN Security Council, they basically they basically voted against that. Like, nah, that wasn't right, man. You know, and ever since then, you know, Trump just been pulling out of you know, he just been pulling out of treaties after treaties, man. You know. So it says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right, and this being the year of prophecy, it's not tarrying. You know, the chip is, you know, brothers constantly putting videos out about the chip. All right, I know I was just watching the brother over there in Vegas. He did a beautiful video about how Esau's you know, coming out with this this biometric warfare, man, bringing the pestilences, which is another prophecy. Okay, but it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yet also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. All right, and this is what this guy Zarif was saying. You know, it says, where to begin? The foreign minister asked before reading off a list of Washington-led disasters in the region. In Afghanistan, the U.S. created Al-Qaeda to fight the Soviets. Later in Iraq, he said the U.S. supported Saddam Hussein, including his use of chemical weapons against Iran, and then later invaded Iraq. You know, so here it is. It's crazy, man. Going to show you the hypocrisy, man. Because here it is, you're gonna, you know, defend the country and then turn back around and you know what I'm saying, throw dirt on them, throw more U.S. sanctions on them. You know, which goes to show you that they will, you know, they were basically going, they wanted to go after Saddam Hussein for another reason, man. It says, including his use of chemical weapons against Iran, and then later invaded Iraq to supposedly rid Saddam of those very weapons of mass destruction. You know, which is a known fact that they supply, that the U.S. or America supplies these different so-called terrorist groups with the weapons, man, and then goes in there and try to make it seem like they there to help. Okay, so it says, yeah, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death. Okay, so this basically means, hey, when you think about death, death can't be stopped, man. You know, when death wants you, he comes for you, man. And that's America. And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these, all right? Because in the midst of this, you know, you got America going after going after China as well. All right, they're going after Russia. So they just making enemies all around the world. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So after 40 years, all right, hey, these nations, they're starting to see, they coming together, and they coming after that great whore, man. Babylon the Great, also known in the scriptures. And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, so they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. Okay? So it's going to come a time, man, to where, as the scriptures say in Job the 18th chapter, terror shall meet thee on every side, man. All right? To where these nations are going to come up and take up a taunting proverb. All right? It's written of in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter how the Carmanians raging in wrath and the Arabians remembering their nature, they're all going to come up against you, man. You know? So it's all prophecy, man. Esau at this point, Esau's a sitting duck, man, waiting to get shot. You know? And it's funny because, you know, Esau likes to go hunting, where the Most High is sending you out to be the hunted, man. You know? You know, because Esau, like the scriptures say, man, he's a proud man, and he can't keep at home. You know, so you go out, you know what I'm saying, promoting terrorism, and at the same time, you know, speaking out against it. Well, these nations see your bullshit, man. They pulling your card now. All right? So it's going to come to pass, like I said, you know, you sticking your nose in everybody's business. All right? You going to stick it out too far and get it chopped off, man. You know? And it was saying how, you know, he got Saudi Arabia and Israel in their back pocket. You know? So they got a foothold over there. They feel like they belong over there. All right? Which soon enough, hey, something's going to pop off to where that World War III is going to happen, man. The book of Joel, just grab it real quick. Where the Most High said he's going to remove off. Let me see. It says, bear with me. It says, all right. Hey, the Lord says he's going to remove off from Israel the East Sea, man. I meant Salakia. I said the East Sea, the Northern Army. All right. And basically he's going to put them in the land barren and desolate over there in the Middle East, man. You know? And when the Most High he's going to leave you over there to get destroyed. All right. This is Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. All right, the men of war, hey, all the men of war, all those that got nukes, man, and even all those that don't, because the ones that have nukes is gonna supply them, man. You know, like Russia say he gonna be a guard into Iran and Libya and Turkey and Golmar. Okay? So it says, beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right? So now before when they, you know, they were too afraid to speak up. Now they speaking, they're bold now. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. You know, because in the midst of it all, Yahweh Shai is going to come and judge all and take all the asses up. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. multitudes in the valley of decision. Basically meaning different armies, man. You got the Russian army, you got the American army, you got the Iranian army, you got the Chinese army, you got the Japanese army. All these armies are going to be over there, man. For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. Okay? So the Most High, hey, is coming, man. America's demise. Alright? As well as these other nations, but mostly America, because this is the place you're gonna have, a good portion of Russia that's going to get destroyed, but all of America is going to get destroyed, man. So it says, reading on, referencing the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA, deal struck under former President Barack Obama, which gave Iran some sanction relief. Zarif said that while Trump's predecessors began crafting their Iran policy with similar bravado, they came around to accepting and respecting the reality of Iran as they became more experienced in office. While Zarif's comments are fairly standard rhetoric from Iran, the country does not frequently release such targeted video messages, indicating that Tehran is ready and willing to battle Trump on sanctions for as long as it is necessary. Okay, it says U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on Monday told Iran to act like a normal country or see its economy crumble. And that's the pride of America, man. That's the pride of America. It says told Iran to act like a normal country or see its economy crumble. Okay, and that makes me think of was Isaiah 14. Uh, 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, sanction after sanction after sanction after sanction. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Alright? Hey, right now Esau got the rope so tight, proverbial rope so tight. It's about to snap. The whole earth is at rest and it's quiet. They break forth in a singing. That's basically going into how this place is going to go down. Okay, so it says, instead the aim of the sanctions was to fundamentally alter Tehran's behavior. He also warned of swift punishment. All right. That's him smiting the world on a continual stroke for other countries who decided to continue doing business with Iran. On Tuesday, the foreign ministers of Russia and Spain slammed U.S. sanctions against Iran at a joint press conference in Madrid. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said the sanctions were absolutely illegitimate and were being imposed in flagrant violation of a decision by the UN Security Council, while Spanish Foreign Minister Josep Borrell said that Spain rejects any kind of position that resembles an ultimatum from anyone, and also from the U.S. Okay? Hey, man, so this is beautiful, man. We living in some great times, man. Every time you wake up and look at the news, man, it's something to do a lesson on, man. It's prophecies happening, man. All right, hey, so this place is finished, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 36. Hold on, Salaki, 1 second. 36:5, man. Which, when you read Joel, I believe was it Joel the second chapter? Joel the second chapter. Right here in Ezekiel the 35th chapter, the Most High is doing it because of his people, man. The Most High is doing all of this All right. Well, also for his name, that's most important. All right. And so the people could fear. The people would fear just as they feared America. How much more the man that took down America and all these nations, man. Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. All right. But for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. All right. All right, because hey, the person that takes down our greatest oppressor, you don't think we're gonna, worship him? So this is Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Say, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And this is, you could call, this is Mount Seir, man. Salakia, this is Mount Seir. Because when you go into Obadiah, how how they exalt themselves as the eagle is not this place, the national bird of this place as the eagle. How Esau exalts himself as the eagle. It's not this place, the national bird of America, the eagle, which is Mount Seir, is another name for Esau, man. All right, that's where Esau, Edom dwelt at. So the Most High is taking this place down, man. All right, and it's up to us to rejoice and to keep pushing his word, man, because the Most High is speaking to us. All right, and as it is written in the book of Amos, let's just grab that real quick. Being that the Most High is speaking to us, we ought to listen, man. Listen up. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets to his servants, the prophets. So if you call yourself a man of God, all right, and you're not looking at this world as the Bible portrays it, proving that this is the end times. If you're not doing that, then the Most High is not revealing anything to you. He's not dealing with you because you're not his servant. The lion have roared, who will not fear? The Lord God have spoken, who can but prophesy? So with that, Lord willing, you I can edify. Shalom to the elect.